Hi, I'm Carol Berglund and welcome to my YouTube channel. I do acrylic pour paintings on this channel. I do other paintings as well, but this YouTube channel is specifically for acrylic pour paintings. Please watch, you might find it very informative and fun. And if you like what you see, give me a like, share it, and subscribe. It's free. Hi, Carol Berglund here with Carol's Art Creations. So tonight I'm going to do a pour, and I've got my spinner my husband made for me. It's something he put together and made. It's wood, but I cover it with aluminum foil because I don't want to let paint on it. I try to keep paint off of things, which is difficult when you're an artist and a painter. Anyway, my colors tonight, I have the Apple Barrel. Really inexpensive paint. This is the Tuscan Red, absolutely my favorite color. I've mixed these 1-to-1 with a pouring medium of glue and water. 70% glue, 30% water. I did a pour last night and I put some silicone in here, but it didn't seal up very well. So interesting. I've got Folk Art, which is a Daybreak. It's a little bit thicker, better quality paint than the Apple Barrel. Cost a wee bit more, but still pretty budget friendly. And here is the Folk Art Pure, which is a artist pigment. This is a lovely Payne's Gray. I did spring for some of the Deco Art Dazzling Metallics. This is Peacock Pearl. And then here is a Folk Art Extreme Glitter White Hologram. And it really dries. You don't see the white, but you see this fine little glitter. And I'm trying to get the white to show up a little bit more with a swath of the glitter, but it does seem to sink. This is my base coat. It's some white house paint. There's no silicone in it. But I did mix the paint with some GAC 800 and some of this Liquitex Gloss Super Heavy Gel. It's thick. You have to spoon that out. You spoon that out. You mix it with water till you get a creamy consistency. You add it into your paint. It increases the paint volume, but it takes a matte paint and it dries with less of a matte finish. It dries more like a satin. You use enough of it, it will be a gloss finish. But I only use about a tablespoon. I think when I mixed up this batch, I did about 4 cups. So I probably used a couple tablespoons of that and a couple tablespoons of water to get it going the way I wanted it to. Anyway, I've checked my consistencies and they run off, and I wring it and it sinks really quickly. It builds like a little pyramid right before it sinks. So I think that's perfect. I'm going to get my canvas and some gloves. I'll be right back. I have a 14 by 14 inch canvas. I think that's 35.5 centimeters. You check. It is, Americans don't teach their children the metric system that the rest of the world is on. Something I think we need to change in America. I'd also like to see our schools do what most schools across the globe do, is teach our children English, but also an additional language, which I think helps kids out. It's easier for them to learn a different language when they're younger. I know I've attempted to learn Spanish. Oh, my Spanish friends were so tickled. I'm sure it's Spanish with a southern accent. Well, that glove is really hard to put on, but it does fit my hands well, so that is good. And I'm going to lay some of this base coat down. to use all of this grate. It is nice when you do use a Lazy Susan or a cake spinner or for you to turn. That is just so convenient. Yeah, I did one of these paintings and used a spinner, and I really spun it and discovered I really need a small kiddie pool and to do some of these outside. So what I'm going for tonight is a gentle spin, enough to slide the paint on the canvas but not fling it on my walls. And I have had some boo-boos. This room does need to be painted. I'm just going to use a little of my paintbrush here to quickly do my sides. And I am sure that once I get to doing my painting, these sides will cover. But if they don't, I don't mind having a little negative space. And all that means is you got coloring and maybe the corners are still showing white or black, whatever your base coat is. I kind of like that. Not on all my paintings, but some would be nice. I'm just going to lightly coat the center. And it's always good to use a base coat if you use silicone in your paints, because when that silicone hits the canvas, it kind of doesn't stick too well. You really don't want bare spots on your canvas. I actually have a painting or two that, through the use of the balloon or something I was doing, I exposed the canvas, white canvas underneath. It looks like part of the painting, but I know it's the canvas. Yeah. Feel free to fast forward. This is part of my stress relief therapy, painting. Just keep painting. And this will level out. It will level out when you pour these other paints on it. Okay, so I'm going to get my cup. I'm going to layer up a cup, and as I pour, I'm going to gently spin so I get a good blending. I'm going to coat this with a little WD-40. Actually, I'm going to coat it with a little of my silicone oil. Oops, but I'm going to wipe it back out. Hello, oops. Ooh, I hope that didn't squirt on my canvas. Oh well. I guess I better put up my push pins. If you haven't ordered these, giant or jumbo, anyway, 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, big push pins. They're great, absolutely great. Give you the proper height underneath your canvas, so your canvas is not laying in paint. Okay, so let me pour and gently spin. Okay, I'm just going to stop spinning and finish pouring this off. Spin it just a little more. This is all of a sudden, it's not coming out of the spout, but off to the side. That's making a really weird bloop bloop in the middle. So you gotta fix that. And this is that beautiful red color, as you can see over here. Now I'm gonna just re-swirl the center a little bit. There we go. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and torch this because I've got so many air bubbles. And just like my last pour, I saw some little pin prickles come up. Little teeny tiny ones. Excuse me. I have allergies. I'm always sneezing and coughing. The worst thing ever is when you are wearing your mask and you sneeze. That's pretty gross. Just going to take this back to the middle. Excuse me, I'm going to give this a gentle spin and I'm going to step back. Uh-oh. I think I'm going to take it back the other way. Okay. Well, got more spaced out rings. Still is really dark though. It's too much of the Payne's gray. I use so much silicone, I'm surprised I don't have more cells. That is surprised. Maybe my formula is really thick. Or it could be that heavy gel that I mix in with my paints. Okay, I think I quit torching too soon. I could see some air bubbles right there that need to pop. Okay, well that's interesting, and just like the pour I did last night with the same color combination, I did a galaxy pour. I'm going to take that one, it has dried, and I'm going to embellish it and put planets and stars and like do some airbrush work on it. Always makes it look great. This, when I torched it, I saw all kinds of little fine prickles come up, and it was, I think it's this glitter white, because really when this stuff dries, oh, this is my regular white, my glitter white. I don't know if you could pick up, see that little shimmer of green sparkle. This has glitter in it, and maybe that is also affecting some of the cells, but I've got some cells coming up here. I should actually have a whole lot more cells coming up, but I'm going to let this sit, see what kind of cells come up. I'm going to clean up my paint mess, put my paints up, cover them back up, and I guess I'll pour that back in my big container. But yeah, I really thought I'd get more cells popping up. Little tiny pin prickles all through here. Don't know if you can see it. But I'm going to pause you, and then I'm going to get myself situated. Let's see what comes up, and you know me, what do? If I don't like it, I take the oil, put it in my palm, and flick it on. And maybe the 3-in-1 oil is too thin. It is much thinner. It's one of the reasons I like using it. However, let's just see what we get. I'm starting to see more things change in here. Okay, so I'll be right back with you. Okay, I am back. Haven't seen very many changes. I do have these little ones like this. That's pretty cool looking. But I really wanted a lot more cells than this. For the amount of silicone I put in here, I should be getting a whole lot more cells. So I don't know, maybe my paint was too thick. Maybe the addition of the heavy gel, this gloss super heavy gel, maybe that is preventing some of the cell action. Oh, I'm starting to see some there. I'm going to tilt a little bit left and right. Better put my gloves on. I do have some silicone oil by Artist Loft. It is thicker than the 3-in-1 oil. I tend to like the 3-in-1 oil because it's thinner. Seems like it's a little easier to clean off and get the varnish to stick. The OGX hair serum, boy, that one's very hard to get it off of your canvas and get your varnish to stick. Real problems with that. I'm going to tilt this just a little bit left and right. Sometimes the tilting left and right and back and forth gets it sliding this way, that way, that way, that way, so it kind of opens it up and doesn't warp it too much. You can see right here. Try not to turn this too much. I'm going to tilt this a little more, and then I'm going to step back and give it a couple twirls, I think. I don't want to tilt too much of my yellow off. I really love this red. It's just so beautiful. I love the way the yellow's beside it. I wish I had a little more of it in between some of this Payne's Gray, which is beautiful, but I'll step back and twirl it. And then I'm going to go the other way. I think that's just the kid in me. It's fun. Okay. Alright, I am going to use some of my silicone from Artist Loft. Oh, I just caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror. I should have fixed up my makeup. It is a little late at night, and I don't know why we women wear that stuff. I guess it's something that's cultural. I don't know. Every time I don't have my makeup on, I look like I have a cold. People are like, "Are you sick?" Kind of makes you want to put it on. Anyway, alright, let's try the silicone oil. This is much thicker. I'm going to put about 5 drops in my palm. 2, 3, 4, and 5. I take my 2 fingers, my index, rub it in my thumb. Well, it's got more cells. Got a dark cells. Get a little bit more of this. on my painting. So I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, thank you for tuning in with me. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and definitely give me a comment. Tell me what you think about this. Carol's Art Creations. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey, Carol Berglund here. So, I came back and looked at my painting. Wasn't loving it. So I've tilted it. You can see it's really kind of stretched here. I'm going to tilt it over here. I realize I have way too much paint on it. And that's probably why I'm having some of the issues I'm having. So I'm basically just pouring some paint off of it. Okay. So I'm hoping by pouring some of this paint off, it'll stretch out underneath. Some of the cells are already bigger, but yeah, you can see over here. Well, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. But I could show you all the paint that I poured off. It was quite a bit on the other side there. I'm actually getting sleepy. And what I'm doing is just going to my four corners and pouring some of this off. I don't know about this one. You know, you can take your paintings outside in your yard and use a hose with the pressure and hose them off. I've done that before. Yeah, this paint is thick underneath. So I really stretched this out, kind of opening up some of this color underneath. At least I'm getting some of that peacock teal come up. I'm sorry, I know you can't see this, but I actually like it better now that I've poured some of this thick paint off. So I definitely have squiggly lines everywhere. But I kind of like it. Okay. I actually think I like that better. Really open that up. Poured some of it off. Yeah, I think I like this better. Let me show you. Oops, sorry about that. You see all this paint over here where I poured it off? That's actually quite thick. And here's the painting now. And I think I did good. I like that I stretched this out. And even though I've got some wonky shapes, to me just the color dispersion looks so much better. So that's my changes. If I make any more, I'll come and turn the camera back on and show you what I'm doing to it. Y'all have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey, Carol Berglund here. So this is the dried result, and I do like the way it dried. I did get a little bit of a smear right here because there were some pools of the silicone oil that I went ahead and wiped down because I wanted to get them off, but it's better to let your painting really cure for weeks before you try to clean it. So this is pretty neat. I have an idea for this painting. I am going to embellish it and do some airbrushing on it. And yeah, I'm gonna turn this into like a space fire galaxy, something like that. But anyway, I am pleased with it. I hope you can pick up some of the shimmer. It's a little hard to see, but there's little hints of glitter and shimmer. And then these little cells that look like little asteroids in the nebula. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please give me a like, share it, and please subscribe to Carol's Art Creations. Thank you. Bye-bye.